Yo, what is good, y'all? It's your boy Ty back here with another video. I know I made a video about the 250k tournament earlier, and that was just kind of everything you need to know about it. What I'm going to tell you guys today is I'm going to tell you guys every single detail to put you guys in position to qualify for the 250k tournament, including lineups, including how to play, including what to know. Everything about 250k and what you guys need to know to qualify will be included in the video today. So before we go any further, if you are new to the channel and have not yet, please smash that subscribe button as we're on the road to 35,000 subscribers. And so just before I go in depth about my lineups, about anything else, I'm just kind of going to give you guys my experience of last year's qualifiers. So I played in 2 out of the 4 qualifiers. I qualified the first week, then I played in the last week too. I would have qualified both weeks, but the last week I just stopped playing because I wasn't in position to boost my score. Maybe isn't the right word, because I think I don't know why I didn't keep playing, but I was in position to qualify. I just stopped playing. Just because I don't know why I stopped playing one of the qualifiers. Maybe I got tired. I don't know. I don't remember what the reason was, but I was in position to qualify both weeks. But I think it was the fact that I wasn't going to improve my score. I think I played in the 3rd qualifier, maybe. I don't remember. I played in the 1st qualifier and then one extra one. That's all I can remember. And from those qualifiers, what I can tell you is there's a couple of things that you guys need to know about kind of the game. So each game is 16 minutes, 4 quarters, 4 minutes each quarter. And so I know a lot of people are like, imagine relying on people quitting to qualify, all this stuff that, in my opinion, okay, the qualifier system's not broken. And the reason I say that, a lot of people are going to disagree with that. Is there a better way to do qualifiers? Probably. But what percentage of people last year qualified that were not competitive players? At most 10%. At most it's 10%. Okay? And what percentage of those, let's say 16 players on PlayStation last year, because that's what I know, what percentage of those guys were not competitive at the time that they qualified? I'll let you guys do the math, and you guys can get back to me. Which PS4 players that qualified last year shouldn't have qualified? Let me know. Let me know. I'd love to know, because most everybody on PlayStation, at least, I don't know Xbox. I wasn't on Xbox last year. Most people on PlayStation that qualified should have qualified. I can't think of many people that didn't qualify that should have qualified. You know, and the reason the qualifier system is broke, this is the only thing I can say about it, is the fact that some people qualified for the qualifier. You know, they got the 10 wins or whatever, and they weren't eligible to play. So if that's how you want to say the qualifier is broken, okay. But the system itself and how you play games for 4 hours straight and use the point system, that's not that flawed in my opinion. It's about 90% in my opinion accurate. If you're a top 10 player in the world, you have a 99% chance to qualify as long as your internet doesn't go out something like that one of the 4 weeks. That's all I'm going to say. Because whether it's you getting quits, whether you're getting blowouts, the points per game, in my opinion, isn't that bad. If you blow somebody out by 60, 70 points, you're going to get 300, 400 points, probably 200 to 400 points, somewhere in there. And if you get a quit in the first quarter, you're looking at 100 to 150. So it's only a 16-minute game either way. So as long as you don't get stalled, this and that, you're fine. You're legitimately fine. Another thing I want to tell you guys is to not overreact. I was 1 hour and 30 to 2 hours into my first qualifier. I think I was in 5th to 10th and just sweating. I got 3 straight quits and boom, 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 climbed up to number 1 and just extended my lead from there. So don't get rattled if you're in 100th place after an hour and you haven't lost. Just keep winning games, keep flooding people, ramp it up a little bit, and you might have a chance. Because what are the odds those 100 people, all of them in front of you, go undefeated? Not good. How many people in this game can go undefeated, especially the way the game is right now, for 4 straight hours? Not many. And so that's the thing I want to instill in you guys, is if you play from start to finish and you don't lose a game, you're going to have a chance. You're going to have a chance, and that's all it is. Now, if you're better at the game, you're more likely to blow somebody out. If you're better at the game, you're more likely to get quits. That's just how 2K works, and that's why a guy like a lot of guys in the community are like, the system's flawed, you rely on quits. To an extent, you do. But if you go undefeated, and even if you don't get any quits and you blow everybody out by 80, you're probably going to qualify. Because let's do the math here. You take 20 minutes per game, so you get 3 games in, 4 hours, that's 12 games. You get 200 to 300 points per game. You guys do the math. You're in a pretty good position to qualify. The fact of the matter is you're in a pretty good position to qualify. So the big thing is, even if you get quits, you don't get quits, blowing people out is what you have to do. It's that simple. You have to be able to blow people out if they're unwilling to quit. Whether they stall you, whether they don't stall you, you have to be able to flood them and flood them by a lot, because the point system's weird. It's weird. The more points you flood them by, obviously the more points you're gonna score, especially if they have a good team. You know, if they have a good team, compare it. Let's say if you have a good team, if they have a good team, because the strength of your opponent matters too. Their system and kind of their point system, I don't know exactly how it works. It's kind of weird, but they have whatever behind it, and so I don't know the exact point system and kind of how they go about it, but I do know if you flood people, you're a lot more likely to get a lot of points, especially if they have a better team. And so, you know, that's kind of where I'm at as far as the point system. Kind of a lot of people think it's flawed. In my opinion, if you're a top player in the game, you have a great chance to qualify one of the 4 weekends. That's all I'm going to tell you. And you guys can take it for whatever it's worth, but I'm going to tell you this. Me and Splash each played in 2 different weekends, and we were both in great position to qualify both weekends. That's what I'm going to tell you guys. Now, you guys can take that for what it's worth and kind of go about that. But if you're a top player in the game, the qualifier system to me isn't the biggest worry. What worries me, what scares me, I shouldn't say the qualifier system. The qualifier point system isn't my biggest worry. What scares me is this says you're entered, and that scares me. It scares me because last time it said you're entered for so many different people and they weren't able to play. That's what scares me. As long as we're able to play, if we got to the Emerald League, I'm fine with it. But the moment I can't play on Saturday, I'm gonna be mad. But hopefully they fixed that. They figured out what was wrong last year, transferred it this year, and hopefully I'm eligible to play this year. You know, because I know on 2 different weekends there was 2 pretty competitive people that weren't able to play. Because it just simply wouldn't allow them on the game day to play. And so that's one of my biggest concerns. Not the qualifier system, not relying on people to quit. That's, in my opinion, fine. In my opinion, if you're locked in for 4 hours, if you're a competitive person and you're a top guy in the game and you're locked in for 4 hours, the qualifier system's fine, in my opinion. Hey, that's just my opinion on it. You guys might disagree, and you guys can comment that down below. But I don't think it's that big of an issue the way qualifiers are set up, as long as it's executed well. They got to execute it well. And so that's my biggest concern is the fact that it says I'm entered, but we'll see. We'll really see on that. Hopefully there's no issues with it like there were last year. And I know they even put something in their new update, their new patch update, that they were getting ready for the 250K tournament. So I hope that's the case. But yeah, you have to be Emerald League to obviously participate. And really to get Emerald League, you got to win 5 out of 12 games or 6 out of 12 games. One of those 2, I do believe. So it's super easy to make it to that Emerald League. So if you haven't yet, you might as well do it. And then this weekend, what I'm going to tell you guys is if you can't play for at least 3 or 3.5, 4 of the hours, I'm not going to tell you not to play, because you can still play for fun, but you can't expect to qualify unless you play for all 4 hours. I mean, that's just realistically, because people are going to play 4 straight hours and not lose. So you're up against guys like that. And so just kind of know what you're getting yourself into. It's going to be sweaty this weekend, but just expect it to be like an unlimited type setting. As far as kind of what my squad is looking like, this is, my squad right now. Now, it's important that a lot of people might run a 5-man because their overall is going to go down, whatever. You can try doing whatever you want with the 5-man. Whatever you want to try to do, you can do. You can definitely do. It's going to help your score, whatever. It might do all this and that. But the moment you match up against somebody who is very good at the game, you might be in for some trouble, because here's the thing. Matchmaking's it's tough at this point. So yeah, you might get 3 games where you match up versus a bum, whatever. And then the 4th game you match up against a guy like me with this squad. It's going to be tough for you to win. But it might help your point system. So if you want to run a 5-man, go for it. I will be running a 10-man. So this is from the actual 2K kind of release about the Unlimited tournament. And so just kind of based on the algorithm, this is what I'm going to read. At the end of each game day, you will likely need to win as many qualifying games as possible during that gameplay. You will receive a score for a completed qualifying game based on a combination of factors, including the quality of your roster, the quality of your opponent's roster, and the quality of your performance in the qualifying game. So, based on those 3 things, you know what you're up against, and you can strategize whatever you want. But what I will say is most people run a 10-man. And you can do whatever you want, but most people do run a 10-man. And as you guys can see, scores for each completed qualifying game during a game day will contribute to your total score on the leaderboard for that entry in the game day, with qualifying wins contributing significantly higher scores than losses. Once you lose, you're done, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, once you lose, you're done, and that's important to know too. You only get one entry, so once you lose, you're done. And so, I mean, that's just kind of another thing to worry about. Hopefully 2K, is good at getting this right for this weekend. It's really all I can hope for. But yeah, that's really all there is to it. Not really much else that they said within this. The first game day obviously is on October 10th. And then it's weird because we don't get one in December, and then we got one on late November, early January, and then early February. So that's kind of where we're at right now. But as far as what I think you guys just need to know is, personally, the biggest things: run a 10-man, be locked in for all 4 hours. 4 hours. Start to finish, lock in for those 4 hours, and really try to flood people. I mean, that's what more do you want me to say other than that? You can't worry whether somebody quits or not. You simply can't worry about that. If you let a guy stall on you in game 1 this weekend, in a game that takes 30 minutes, you only score 200 points. If you let that affect your whole 4-hour period, I'm sorry, man. I feel bad for you, because you still got that's really 10% of the whole day. You still got so much that you can still play for. And so don't worry about early on who's in first, who's in 10. It doesn't matter. What matters is once you get 2-3 hours into it, what's the leaderboard shaping up like? Have you lost yet? Those are the things that I would start worrying about. But yeah, this is the squad I'm rocking with right now. Probably gonna pick up Dominique here shortly to add to the squad, but definitely just do your thing this weekend. Hopefully I provided enough for you guys in which you guys are now comfortable and kind of knowing what to expect. Really, the big thing is try to get quits, try to flood people, and just stay composed for 4 hours. That's the biggest thing that I can give you guys. Drop your comments down below. If you guys have participated in 250K before, what advice would you give to other people? Because I know there's probably a lot of people that are kind of in the same boat, wondering kind of how this works if they've never competed in a qualifier before. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. As always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.